This is the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. Your hosts are Aaron and Mayumi Moeller, owners of 8 companies that run without them, and founders of the LBO Academy. It's your turn to discover how you can own a business that runs without you. Now, here's Aaron and Mayumi.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're listening to Aaron Moeller with the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. If you can't listen to this entire show today, you can always go to lboradio.com. That's lboradio.com and get this episode and any other previous episode we've done. Today, I feel like we got a really cool guest. I'm super excited about it because, you know, this guy is doing something that so many business owners and kids, millennials, and everybody want to do. You know, you want a business that kind of almost operates by itself, but in the e-commerce industry, right? And so, and there's so much profitability in this industry, and it's really exciting to be able to have this guy on here because he's been super successful. His name's Ben Arneberg. He's built 2 Amazon e-commerce businesses to over $10 million. But this is even cooler. He was in the Air Force while he did this. So he recently exited one of these, and he focused on growing another company called Willow and Everett. It's a high-end coffee and tea product business. He also sells stuff on his site and on Amazon. Also, he's helping others innovate brands, dominate on Amazon with his other company called Product Fuel. So this dude is making stuff happen and helping other people. We also have my co-host, Mayumi Moeller. She's not only my business partner, but also my partner in life. She's an amazing woman, a true hustler. And if I didn't have her by my side, I wouldn't be married for one thing, but I would also never have the success I do today. Thank you, Mayumi, and let's say hi to Ben.
Oh, it's all mushy. Sorry, Ben. We get all mushy in the beginning of the show. Thank you, honey.
That's how we stay married, man.
When I'm mad at him, I'm like rewind or record one of our podcasts,
Intros.
and then I make sure he listens to it and what he says to me every week. Ben, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm excited. I know that Aaron's had a great opportunity. Yeah, Aaron's been, touching base with you, and I'm kind of like going to get involved here for the first time. And so I'm really excited about knowing about what you do.
Yeah, man, for sure. This is really cool to have you on board. And also, let's start out just, what we had talked about earlier. You started this business when you were in the Air Force. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, I just want to say thanks so much for having me on. I'm honored to be on the show, and hopefully can bring some good value to your audience. But, so I started our first e-commerce business, Willow and Everett, back in 2015 with my wife, Camille. And I was in the Air Force at the time, full-time Air Force project manager, engineer. And I'd always been interested in entrepreneurship. Did a startup in grad school and kind of cut my teeth a little bit with entrepreneurship. But when I was for my Air Force assignment, where I was in 2015, was in the Washington, D.C. area, and just the entrepreneurial bug was still kind of gnawing at me. And I liked the Air Force; it was a great experience. But I just at that point was like, what, I want to be an entrepreneur. I took a 7 Habits of Highly Effective People seminar by Steven Colby, and one of the principles is begin with the end in mind. And they asked this question: if money didn't matter, like what would you do with your time? Like what makes you come alive? And I realized I just love entrepreneurship. I love learning about businesses, working with other people to make just great ideas happen. And I was like, what? I gotta do something in business. So started learning a lot about different business models. A lot of people talk about e-commerce, and I told my wife, Camille, hey, let's give this a shot. So we decided to make a brand out of things we were passionate about. We like hosting. We like coffee and tea. I'm kind of a coffee snob. We like make cocktails. So we just decided to make products come to life out of those passions. And it was just an amazing experience. It grew really quickly, did over $1 million in sales in 1 year and 4 days. Our goal was to hit that in 1 year.
Wow.
So missed it by 4 days, but it was just a kind of this rocket ship. And at that point, I was kind of like, oh boy, what have I got myself into? Because here I am, with a full-time Air Force job. This is growing, and had to learn how to systemize and build a team. And it was a good experience.
That's amazing.
But listen to Ben talk.
Oh, he's so
excited. I love
it.
Well,
Ben, tell everybody how old you are, first off.
28.
28 years old. Did all of this already, and 28 years old, knew nothing about e-commerce, right? You just said, I want to be a business owner, and here's a business I can actually do because I'm in the Air Force and I'm a little bit limited on my time, correct?
Yes, yep, absolutely.
That is so awesome, dude. And okay, so you went into selling this product and you were selling on Amazon right off the bat, or was it just on your e-commerce site first, to your first year there?
Yeah, we went straight to Amazon. And actually, if I could just back up one sec, I actually started a fitness brand right about the same time as Will and Everett with my wife, with a friend, just a few months before. And that actually didn't work out very well. We launched a product and the market didn't really care about it. But what was amazing is I learned so much from that experience, and actually didn't really even lose any money. But I see so many people that are waiting to get the perfect idea. And I was like that myself, like, oh, I got to keep iterating, it's analysis paralysis. But what I would like to tell people, and what I learned myself, was if you just do something, you're going to learn so much. How much money do people pay for college? So I view it as, hey, we're selling $5,000 in inventory. That's like a college course. And you know what? It crashed and burned. But I learned from that, and that's when we started Willow and Everett. So a lot of people hear a success story, but what they don't realize is there's so many failures that lead up to that success that made it possible.
That's so true, Ben.
That's the caveat I add to my story.
No, I love it, man. Everybody needs to hear this stuff because it's so true, and it's happened in our lives as well. It's like I haven't had successes every single time, and I've had many failures. But like again, is that analysis paralysis. Getting ready to get ready. I mean, that whole thing is so. This is why everybody talks about it, like on all this social media, stuff out there, that all this motivation stuff. I mean, it's really about action and just trying things. And the younger you are, the more risk you can take, even, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard this quote that if you're going to go bankrupt, you might as well do it before you're 30. So that was kind of
That's great.
Oh man, that's so cool. Okay, so Amazon.
So did you start with your website, you and Camille, or with Amazon directly?
Yeah, so what's pretty awesome about, well, first off, what's awesome about e-commerce is there's this ability to reach the consumer directly and really understand their needs, and a lot of barriers to entry have been lowered versus more traditional businesses. And what's awesome about Amazon is those barriers to entry have come down even more so, in that with using Fulfilled by Amazon, you can just send your inventory straight there, and you really don't have to worry about logistics, returns, et cetera. So we decided, you know what, let's just go straight to Amazon, because it seems to be the quickest way to get our products out there. And that's how we started. And we've eventually morphed our website, and that's important. But Amazon is definitely, I'm a big fan of the 80-20 rule, and we found our time is best spent just kind of building out our Amazon side. Our website is important as well, and we're doing that more so. But what we've kind of found too is it really depends on the type of product. Like, you need a really strong brand and really exceptionally unique, well-crafted products to do on your website, and that takes a little more sophistication to pull off. So starting out, Amazon was the great place to get going.
Well, what you want to know, what's funny is I sell a product on Amazon as well, right? And we really built that brand and everything, and selling a ton of products on Amazon, and I did just recently, I've been doing kind of some marketing and have changed it up a little bit and trying to get people to buy on my site, right? And this is a brand that's, we're selling 150, 200 of these things a day, right? So we're selling lots of them. It's got a great reputation, everything. But you know how many I'm getting, I think I saw it was maybe 200 people, 200 clicks on this advertising thing I'm doing, 200 clicks a day to my website. Very targeted audience, everything. This is all coming from Facebook. I am only selling maybe a couple, 2, 3 a week from my website. Nobody wants to buy it on my website.
They want to go to Amazon.
Websites are so hard. Traditionally, 1 to 3% conversion rate. While Amazon, you can get a lot of listings 10, 20, 30%, because people just trust Amazon. Everyone has a credit card there.
Yes.
And it is an amazing platform. It's a double-edged sword in some ways, because you don't have as much control over the customer, and there's a lot of competition and hijackers and some bad things. But the benefits, I think, absolutely outweigh the negative parts. So.
Okay, so the first year you went up to $1 million. You got $1 million in sales. The first year you're doing this thing.
First year, 4 days.
First year, 4 days. Miami's oh wow, that's the best I've seen Miami listen to anyone. Wow, that's amazing. And she drank a little bit too much last night too.
I did.
Maybe it's the alcohol is helping her out a little bit.
It is helping me.
But it's clearing out all the fog. All the alcohol is clearing the fog out in the brain. So okay, you hit this number. What did you And is this the same product that we're talking about that you're selling? The I forgot the name again. What is it again?
Willow and Everett.
Willow and Everett.
It was. We started launching a few different kitchen and home products that contributed towards that.
Okay, so did you grow beyond $1 million?
Then we kept growing the next year and the year after that, and that brand now has done, I think it's eight figures and climbing of sales on Amazon. And just trying to learn how to grow it, and there's with growth, and I think this is another thing. A lot of people, when I first started off, I'd hear someone say like, "Oh, I did $1 million in sales," and I'm like, "Oh, that person must be a multi-millionaire." But as I'm becoming a more experienced entrepreneur, still so much to learn, realizing, hey, how can I actually keep money at the end of the day? Because there's a big difference between revenue and bottom line. So that's been kind of a personal journey I've been trying to go through, as well as maximizing, the bottom line, not just the top line.
Yeah.
But it has been on a great growth trajectory.
Totally. And you know what? I mean, that's so true. I mean, people can't get caught up in, you do $2 million $10 million in sales. You just got to be making like huge margins, but that, or making tons and tons of profit. But we all know, especially in the e-commerce business, especially if you're, competing against all these other markets, margins are pretty low on e-commerce, and especially like on Amazon, unless you can be really unique. So it's a volume business, right? It starts becoming volume. We're running out of time that we're not going to be able to get into it too much, but like it's really something that you just have to be realistic about too, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's an important distinction. A lot of people go for volume and more commodity products. And right now we're trying to make a big push to become more of a brand that really takes care of its customers, gives lots of value, and has more and more unique products. So trying to double down on that.
How many products do you sell?
Right now we have around, I'd say, 30 to 40 and try to launch like 20 to 30 a year.
And do you actually inventory 30 to 40 different product SKUs?
Yeah, it tends to be a lot, but we have an awesome ops person that's making it all happen. So,
That's
but it is
awesome.
a lot of different inventory stuff.
Well, you guys, today we're talking with Ben Arneberg. He's built 2 Amazon e-commerce businesses to over 10 million plus in sales while being full-time in the Air Force. He recently exited one and is focused on growing Willow and Everett, and that's the product line that we've been talking about here on our last segment. It's a high-end coffee and tea product business while also helping others innovate brands. Dominate Amazon with his company product called Fuel. You can reach out to Ben at www.productfuel.io, or you can go directly to him at ben@productfuel.io. Follow us on The Lifestyle Business Owner on Facebook and IG.
We'll be back with more of the Lifestyle Business Owner Show after this brief break here on AM 1590. The Answer. You're listening to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show with Aaron and Mayumi Moeller.
Welcome back to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. Today we're talking to Ben Arneberg. Ben has built 2 Amazon e-com businesses to over $10 million in sales plus while being full-time in the Air Force, you guys. He's only 28 years old. He recently exited one and is focused on growing Willow and Everett, a high-end coffee and tea product business, while also helping others innovate brands, dominate Amazon with his company Product Fuel. You can reach out to Ben at productfuel.io. That's ben@productfuel.io. And wow, man, this is exciting. Over 10 million. He's only 28, you guys. Him and his wife are building this empire.
Thank God for Amazon.
Yeah.
We're actually in very, very close to Amazon right now.
We are.
They have
We're in
done
Amazon
wonders
world.
for our town, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so do you guys have any children?
We do not actually, but we have one on the way in August. We're going to be having our first baby. So
Congratulations to you and Camille. I didn't know because your company's name is Willow and Everett. So I just assumed that maybe those were your children's names. But how did you come up with those names?
Well, so I wanted to name our first kids like either Everett or Willow, just to kind of have a backstory then for the company. But Camille shot me down on that. So,
You're like, okay, we'll name the business that, but then the baby's not going to be, her name's not going to be Willow, right? Or
right.
Okay. Or Everett.
No, yeah, Camille shot me down. But yeah, no, we were actually in Everett, Washington, under a willow tree when we came up with the idea.
Oh my
for the
gosh.
company.
That's
No, I'm just kidding.
great.
Oh. Well, and I was
I was like, oh, that's so cool.
I wish. I mean, the truth is we needed a unique, fancy-sounding name that was available for a trademark. So,
all right, cool.
Actually, it does sound fancy.
It is cool.
It is
it's
cool.
fancy. I like
sounds
it.
really like high end. I like it.
Yeah, that was all Camille. She's really good at that sort of thing. So
And you guys are partners that pretty much do everything in this business together, correct?
Yes. Yep. We started building a team because Camille has some other passions with writing, photography, and with the baby on the way, it's going to be shifting focus a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, she's definitely very much in it and is really good at a lot of things I'm not good at. So it's a great.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, Mayumi and I work together, and we bring other different things to the table. It's super nice having a spouse or somebody like that, a significant other that can really be a partner to you and help you guys be successful like you're doing, man.
Yeah,
right on.
We love it.
Yeah, well, I love your guys' story too, and I find it really inspiring because I really don't know any other couples that are kind of doing business together. So I think it's awesome what you guys are doing. And my official fans would love to have you guys come out to Austin and meet in person.
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely gonna visit you over there.
on our bucket list. Yes.
So okay, so you got this awesome product line that you're selling on Amazon. You're kicking butt. You're doing really good. Now you decided, or when did you decide that all of a sudden I want to help people be successful on Amazon and tell us a little bit about that business.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and it kind of came from as well. And Everett was growing and doing well. Because I had the full-time job in the Air Force and time was very constrained, I had to learn how to systemize and develop a lot of SOPs and IP to specifically run the business and started building out a team. And what I realized was, hey, we could basically franchise this and do this in different verticals. So I got a business partner in Virginia, and we started CubeFit, a healthy office products brand, and then also a baby brand. So we started 2 other companies kind of following the same model, even though I had the job. What was cool is the businesses were kind of, running themselves. We had great people running them as well. So when I finally got out of the Air Force, May of last year, and had a lot more time left, I kind of thought like, hey, maybe we could help others do the same thing. And where the light bulb really went off is with CubeFit. We did a Kickstarter as our first one, and it actually went really well, raised over $100,000. And what's awesome, though, is we brought that Kickstarter product to Amazon, and it does really, really well on Amazon, kind of leveraging a lot of the SOPs and IP we built up for Willow and Everett. And that's, the epiphany I had was, you know what, if we take an innovative product from a crowdfunding platform like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, I think it can do exceptionally well on Amazon. There's a lot of different social levers and different things you can kind of pull to make it, fly on Amazon. And I decided in June of last year, hey, let's try helping a few other people do this. So we helped one client that had a successful Kickstarter, and within 2 months, we got them up to 80,000 sales on Amazon from zero. So it went really well, and we started helping a few other clients. And Product Fuel is now a fully fledged company. We're onboarding more clients, and it's really fun because I like to help people, and I also love innovation and just getting great products out to the market. Like I'm a firm believer in if a product is awesome and it's helping people, I want to get that product to as many people as possible.
Right.
So we're able to help these people that have awesome products and brands and really help them hit their full potential on Amazon and just manage all aspects of their Amazon account. So they don't have to think about it, because as an entrepreneur, you guys understand too, like there's so many things you can do. There's an unlimited to-do list. So this is one major piece that we take off their plate. Hey, don't worry about Amazon. We'll handle it for you. We'll not only handle it, we'll run it as well as 99.9% of Amazon sellers. Like we'll help you hit your maximum potential on the platform. I've had a lot of fun building that over the last year.
That is awesome, man. And you know what? It's so needed because, as I've experienced, just building a brand on Amazon, there can be some really challenging things that come around and can really destroy you and make things really difficult. And to have somebody that's an expert that's already been through probably most every major issue that happens on Amazon, and then setting it up so it's optimized the best way, and the marketing that goes into making it successful. Also, it's great to have somebody like you that's doing this for people. I think it's amazing, and it's such a great business model on your end too, man. Kudos to you for sure.
Yeah, love that.
It's
Product
really
Fuel.
Because I learned so much from all the inventors we work with, and what's awesome too is unlike a lot of other consultants or management companies out there, we're actually doing it every day. we're going to battle in our own very competitive niches. So we're constantly learning, and Amazon is changing so quickly that unless a person is in the thick of things doing it daily, they're going to fall behind.
Oh, you're right.
Which is pretty much all other management companies out there. So we're able to then leverage the best practices we're pioneering and testing and give that to our clients. But then the clients teach us as well. I learned so much from them on how to take an innovative product and sell it on other channels, how to work with the best Facebook marketing agencies and other things. So it's just an awesome symbiotic relationship.
For sure. So,
That's
like,
awesome.
do you like Amazon's just this big monster, right? There's the gorilla out there, and do you ever have any fear that because they are so big and powerful, and they can either create your success or failure? Does that concern you at all? Like getting kind of putting all your eggs in that one basket of Amazon for all these people out there and yourself?
That is a great question, and something I've thought a lot about, because there's two different approaches. One is diversify, and then the other is double down, an 80-20 rule it. And I've kind of gone, diversification initially, but then I realized in doing analysis is, look, there's so much potential on the platform. I kind of want to go into the belly of the beast, to speak, and de-risk our presence on Amazon. There's some ways you can do that. We took the approach of trying to get to know as many people on Amazon as possible. When we were in Washington, D.C., we actually got to work with Amazon's public policy team and go around to members of Congress and staffers and talk about our experience of selling on Amazon with their team. And it was just an amazing experience.
Cool.
We got to know
That's
a lot
awesome.
of Amazon VPs and other things through that. We actually met Jeff Bezos last May, and we've been able to kind of get really well networked with them and some other teams at Amazon. It's almost, for us, it's a little bit of peace of mind and an insurance policy. If anything goes drastically wrong, I know I can call up, their phone and be like, hey, can you guys help us out? And we can kind of get that. And that's something else I wanted to bring for our product fuel clients is I recognize that takes just a while to get kind of developed. And, it's I think an important thing, like if you're going to go all in on a platform, to then make sure you have it fair, as de-risked as you can. But I do think about that a lot. And I know a lot of people say don't build a one-legged stool. And
I love it, man. I love your philosophy on it, because really you're getting into, for lack of a better term, in bed with Amazon a little bit, because you are going to get so much further ahead. I had some counterfeit problems with my product, and it wasn't until I actually made some connections within the organization that I was able to nip it in the bud within, a very short amount of time, where some people have gone from, I've read stories where this one lady was doing $5 million a year on Amazon, and because of the counterfeiters, she's now doing $500,000 a year. Completely destroyed her business. And it was kitchen products too. And so and it was her brand and everything, but all the counterfeiters. But I know that Amazon's making a lot of changes towards making that better too. Did you ever run into any problems like that, like counterfeit problems?
Yeah, absolutely. When we were starting off, we had some hijacker issues, and we actually joined Amazon exclusives, and they were great and helped with a lot of that. And the other, thinking about de-risking it, though, I think this question is really good. And, I think a similar an approach we've taken, though, is actually diversifying products that are offered, and also brand lines, because sure, there's a worst case scenario of Amazon shutting you down, but as long as you play by the rules, don't break anything, you're going to be fine. But the bigger threat is it's just the free market. Honestly, if there's a really big opportunity, a lot of people are going to rush in, and Amazon's courting Chinese sellers to sell directly. So what we found is in some of our categories, like the kitchen category, for example, just massive price compression and a lot of competitors, and that's why we're actually going now a little more horizontal, getting into some other niches, and also just constantly diversifying our own product line, because a product that was a winner 2 years ago might be doing very little now. And unfortunately, there's just not a lot you can do about that. Yeah. So that is important.
I think that's
so
great
cool. Advice.
So how do you know what product or what inventor you want to work with? Is there a screening process that you do to help them? Are there vendors of products that you just have turned away because based on your screening process that you might not be able to help them?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and something we're constantly refining. So yeah, we actually turn away most people, because my goal is I only want to work with people that it's an awesome win-win, and that we're bringing them a lot of value. And I don't want to just, some management companies just say, hey, let me just take a monthly retainer and not do anything for you. I only want to work with people that we can do really well for, because then it's a great win-win. But so with that, to screen them, we look for a few things, but we use some software and our own experience to kind of determine, hey, the product they have, what's the potential on Amazon? Because the challenge with unique products is sometimes they're more interest driven, and people have to see it to know they want it. Versus other products are more keyword driven, where a lot of people are buying a garlic press. If you come along and sell like the best garlic press ever, it's going to be easier to get eyeballs on it versus if you have a product no one's ever heard about, like when the fidget cube came out, that's something you have to try to drive a lot of awareness with Facebook ads, et cetera. And that's just going to be inherently more challenging to sell on Amazon. So we try to find products that have a lot of that just pure keyword potential on Amazon that we know that if we do our best practices, we can get that internal visibility to Amazon and conversions happening. But then also what I've learned is I really want to work with entrepreneurs that are going to move their business.
You know what?
Forward.
I'm sorry I have to cut you off, Ben. Gosh, this is so exciting, you guys. Thank you, Ben, for being on our show today. If you want to reach out and you have any questions for Ben, go to ben@productfuel.io, productfuel.io. Here at the Lifestyle Business Owner Academy, we're not rendering financial or legal advice. We're not telling you what you should or shouldn't do with your money or your business. We're basically telling what we do personally. Next segment, we're going to talk about how to buy a business, grow profits, and make it run without you.
The Lifestyle Business Owner Show continues after this on AM 1580. The Answer.